Okay, flip your papers over. No, not that one. This one. SWBST chart. Summarize the story. I want each of you to summarize all summer in a day. Okay, I'll start you off. Who is the somebody or somebodies? Margot. Who else? London. William? Yes. Okay, Joe.
The children
Of
Venus.
the children of rocket men and women. Capiche? Okay, so we're gonna put Margot and the children of rocket men and women. Margot and the children of rocket men and women. Okay? I'm gonna put it on the overhead. He's one of the children of the rocket men and women. You can put his name, that's fine. Okay. 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 Complete this first part, just these boxes, okay? Do not do the summary sentence yet, okay? We'll do that as a class. If you get stuck, you may turn and talk with your partner quietly, okay? I think y'all got it though.
Well, why don't you know the numbers of our partner?
It's the person on the side of you, okay? Or in front of you. Turn and talk with a neighbor if you're not sure, but first finish writing what I have up there, okay? No, because these are kind of like your notes. But when you write your summary sentence, it can't be that long. Short and to the point, okay? Give me a little more than that, okay? They wanted the sun to come out because it had been doing what? 4. Very good. You want your summary to hit all of the points of the story so your reader has no questions. If you leave a gap, the reader's gonna be like, well, why do they want the sun so bad? I don't understand. Oh, I see what you did. So you were gonna put they wanted the sun, but it had been raining for 7 years. But I mean, how did it resolve itself? Because we see we brought up Margot here. Did she get to see the sun? No. The other kids did. Okay, so you gotta fit that up here. I can see why you plug that in. I can see why. You may get an opinion from a partner. Just a person on the side of you. This desk up. This broke. Let's push on you. Okay. Good. Yes. But
Somebody wants something back.
so turn around, lightly focus. Focus.
You're not done.
Give me a thumbs up when you're done with all 5 squares. Oh. Yes. SW, PTS, T. If it's 12 and I haven't told you yet, okay? You still have 15 minutes. The long answer, everything's gonna be pointing at the 12. Done?
No.
Oh.
Isn't Margot the main character?
Not really.
But
Okay.
she gives me main character vibes.
She gives you a character vibe.
Yeah, I mean she's bold.
Well, she's one of the main ones, cause we know her name, but they show her just the same amount as they do William and the other kids. They show William and the other kids playing outside and they don't show her. I can see why you think that, that's why I said Margot and the children. But 2 different things happen to them.
Wait, if 2 things happen, then can't we just take one of them? And then
No, because, let's say, Miss Thomas comes in here and says, hey, what's all summer in a day about? And you just talked to her about Margot. Well, you're missing everything that happened outside in the rain, because Margot went there to see that, right? Okay, so you have to take it all together. When you summarize the story, you can't just talk about that one person, okay? Because it's not first person narrative, right? Margot's not telling us the story, right? It's in 3rd person. I love that you asked that. That's very good thinking. You're done, Dallin? All right, let's see. Okay. You're missing out some parts though. You gotta tell me that, cause that's not the whole ending. I mean, what, is she stuck in the closet? Is that how the story ends? Is she staying in the closet? No, no. All right, some of y'all are struggling. Let's do this together. Okay. What did Margot and the children of Rocket Men and Women want? What did they want? What was all of them had the same goal? I love these hands. Hannah.
they wanted to see the sun because it was waiting for the second.
Right. They wanted to see the sun. Okay, but what happened? Dylan?
The sun couldn't come up because it was raining.
Well, I already said that they wanted to see the sun for the first time in 7 years. Okay, let's try again. Carl, what you got?
But Margot did not get to see
Ah, very good. Why she didn't see it?
because William and the rocket and the children locked her in the closet.
Very good. So, Margot and the children of Rocket Men and Women wanted to see the sun for the first time in 7 years. But Margot was pushed in the closet by the children. Okay, so when the sun came out, what happened? Deshaun?
The children went outside and played, but Margot was still in the closet.
Very good. So, when the sun finally came out, the children got to enjoy it, but Margot did not. Then,
Good afternoon, teachers and students. Please excuse the interruption. Fourth grade teachers, if you can please send your students who are doing the second session of the NEEP testing to the atrium at this time.
what's in that atrium downstairs? It's from his guild. Alright. Then, Deshaun.
Then Margot got stuck in there, and then the children got her out, but they forgot about Margot and got outside, and then they went out.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Margot and the children of Rocket Men and Women wanted to see the sun for the first time in 7 years. But Margot was pushed in the closet by the children. So, when the sun came out, the children got to enjoy it, but Margot did not. Then, Delwyn.
Then the sun went out and it started to rain.
Good. Then it started to rain. And then what?
They unlocked Margot from the closet.
Okay, good. Okay. So, let me see, who's left? Yeah, Kit.
What?
Read to me all of this like it's a summary. Read it all together. Piece it up for me, okay?
Margot and the children of Rocket Men and Women wanted to see the sun for the first time in 7 years. Margot was pushed in the closet by the children. When the sun came to enjoy it, but Milo did not. It started
Then,
it started to rain, and the children realized what they had done to Mondo and let her out of the closet.
okay, did we hit all the key points of the story? Yes, we did. So make sure when you are writing your summaries, well, we don't see somebody, we see the name, right? See the main character's name, but I want to actually see the word wanted. But, so, and then, okay? Because these are your pieces to the perfect summary puzzle. Capiche? All right. Now, take out your Edward Tulane. We are going to read chapter 5, answer some questions, and then we're going to summarize on the lovely chart right here I have displayed what we have learned in all the chapters. Chapters 1 through 4. Okay. So let's turn to page. What is it? Thank you. Page 37. Now, can someone, for a glow stick, someone summarize for me what we have learned thus far. Now remember, I want you to look at your hands. Make sure you hit all of my key points, okay? So y'all wait, stop and think before you raise your hand. Think. You know what you're gonna say, okay? Think about your somebody, okay? What they wanted. But, so, then, now we know it's incomplete, right? Because we haven't read the whole book, but we can still summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, Joe, you think you got it?
Yeah.
All right, hit it.
Actually, I don't got it.
Look at your sheet. Where's your sheet? You put it away? They shown. Let's hear it.
Emily had a cyber bunny named Ellie,
Okay.
and she wanted to stay in every grade to everything,
Okay.
but Edward didn't know the true love,
Uh-huh.
so Grandma Pellegrino
Mm-hmm.
read a story about a princess about Edward. It was about Edward,
Mm-hmm.
about love. So the princess bottled up a weed and said,
Mm-hmm.
"This is what I think of love." And then the Pellegrino said she was so disappointed at Edward that he doesn't love.
Okay. Good. That's pretty good, except it could have been a little shorter. We just want to hit our key facts, okay? So, you are right here. Okay. Who's our somebody, class? Who's our somebody? Everybody. Edward and Abilene. You can say both of them, okay? Or you can even say Abilene's toy, Edward Tulane.
Edward.
Okay? Yes, ma'am.
It's pronounced Avery.
Okay. And what did they want? Yes.
Edward wanted to be the best, I'm guessing? Or Avery wanted to stay with Edward?
Yes. Abilene wanted to love Edward forever. She adored him. Did Edward feel the same way?
No.
No, Edward didn't. But Edward did not feel the same way. Right? Okay, because he was vain. That's one of our vocabulary words.
Our pastor.
So, what happened so far? What you said, Deshawn. Go ahead.
So, Pellegrino read a story to Edward about love.
Yes. So, Pellegrina, the grandmother, she read them a story. Well, she didn't read, she told them a story about a princess who loved no one. Then she looked at Edward and said, I'm disappointed in you. Okay? That pretty much sums up what we've learned so far, right? That's the gist. That's the main points of the story, okay? Vain rabbit named Edward. Alright, so, page 37, let's begin. The house on Egypt Street became frantic with activity as the Tulane family prepared for their voyage to England. Edward possessed a small trunk, and Abilene packed it for him, filling it with the finest suits and several of his best hats and 3 pairs of shoes. Page 37. Also, that he might cut a fine figure in London. Before she placed each outfit in the trunk, she displayed it to him. Do you like this shirt with the suit? She asked him. Or would you wear your black derby? You look very handsome in it. Shall we pack it? Now she's talking to him like what? She's talking to him like a human, like he's human, like he's real. You think he's gonna answer her back? No. And even if he could answer her back, I don't think he would, right? No. All right. And then we're on page 38 now. Let me see the book up here so I know you're following along with me, okay? And then finally, on a bright Saturday morning in May, Edward and Abilene and Mr. and Mrs. Tulane were on board the ship, standing at the railing. Pellegrina was at the dock. On her head, she wore a floppy hat strung around with flowers. She stared straight at Edward. Her dark eyes glowed. Goodbye, Abilene shouted to her grandmother. I love you. Hold on, baby. We're on page 38. Okay. I lost my phone. Okay, the ship pulled away from the dock. Pellegrina waved goodbye to Abilene. Goodbye, lady, she called. Goodbye. Edward felt something damp in his ears. Abilene's tears, he supposed. He wished that she would not hold him so tight. To be clutched so fiercely often resulted in wrinkled clothing. Finally, all the people on land, including Pellegrina, disappeared. Edward, for one, was relieved to see the last of her. Top of page 39. As was to be expected, Edward Tulane exacted much attention on board the ship. What a singular rabbit, said an elderly lady with 3 strings of pearls wrapped around her neck. Thank you, said Abilene. Several little girls on board gave Edward deep glances full of longing. They asked Abilene if they might hold him. No, said Abilene. I'm afraid he's not the kind of rabbit who likes to be held by strangers. 2 young boys, brothers, named Martin and Amos, took a particular interest in Edward. What does he do? Martin asked Abilene on the second day at sea. He pointed at Edward, who was sitting on the deck chair with his long legs stretched in front of him. He doesn't do anything, said Abilene. Now on the next page. Does he wind up somewhere? Asked Amos. No, said Abilene. He does not wind up. What's the point of him then? Said Martin. The point is that he is Edward, said Abilene. That's not much of a point, said Amos. It's not, agreed Martin. And then, after a long, thoughtful pause, he said, I wouldn't let anyone dress me like that. Me neither, said Amos. Do his clothes come off? Asked Martin. Of course they do, said Abilene. He has many different outfits, and he has his own pajamas too. They are made of silk. As Edward, as usual, disregarding the conversation, a breeze blowing off in the sea, and a silk scarf wrapped around his neck billowed out behind him. On his head he wore a straw boater. The rabbit was thinking he must look quite dashing. So let's pause for a minute. How does Edward, is he paying attention to anything that's going on? No, nothing. He don't care. He's like, oh, I look so dashing.
Oh, I look quite dumb.
Right? Now, what do the two boys think of Edward?
They don't like him really, and also this is when the problem kicks in. Yeah, just saying this is when it happens.
Deshaun?
They think Edward's pointless.
They think Edward is pointless. That's a good word. Yes, the two boys think Edward is pointless.
They think he's a piece of trash that she was playing with, probably.
Oh, okay.
He might violate their attitude. And I remember last time,
Mm-hmm.
to their attitude they got, thinking that that's what their mind is.
Okay. It came as a total surprise to him when he was grabbed off the deck chair and first his scarf and then his jacket and pants were ripped off of his body. He heard his pocket watch hit the deck of the ship and then held upside down. He watched the watch roll merrily toward Abilene's feet. Look at him, said Morton. He's even got underwear. He held Edward aloft so that Amos could see. Take it off, shouted Amos. No, screamed Abilene. Morton removed Edward's underwear. Edward was paying attention now. Ha. I'm gonna stand back here. Ooh. Edward was, he was mortified. What does mortified mean? What do y'all think it means?
Like shocked.
Maybe. Caden? No. Embarrassed. He was embarrassed. He was completely naked except for the hat on his head. And the other passengers aboard the ship were looking at him, directing curious and embarrassed glances his way. Give him to me, screamed Abilene. He's mine. No, said Amos Morton. Give him to me. He clapped his hands together and then held them open. Toss him, he said. Please, cried Abilene, don't throw him. He's made of china, he'll break. Morton threw Edward, and Edward sailed naked through the air. Only a moment ago, the rabbit had thought that being naked in front of a shipload of strangers was the worst thing that could happen to him. But he was wrong. It was much worse being tossed in the same naked state from the hands of one grubby, laughing boy to another. Amos caught Edward and held him up, displaying him triumphantly. Throw him back, called Morton. Amos raised his arm, but just as he was getting ready to throw Edward, Abilene tackled him, shoving her head into his stomach. Oh, she headbutted him. Oh, no, not headbutted. That's when never mind. Okay. And upsetting the boy's aim. So it was Edward. It was that Edward did not go flying back into the dirty hands of Morton. Instead, Edward went overboard. Dun, dun, dun. That's where we're going to leave off for today. I love to leave y'all hanging. Okay, I had a paper on your desks for some reason, and a lot of you don't have it. Let's see. This. Take this out. Answer the last page, front and back. chapters 3 through 5 of Edward Tulane. Get a positive JoJo for having this out ready to go. It was on the board, I just erased it by accident. It's my bad. Okay. You guys may get into your groups to work on this. You have 10 minutes. Yes, you can get into your groups. Get into your groups. Yes. Okay, good readers try to organize the events of the story in order to make sense of what they are reading. Put Pellegrina's princess story in order. Place a number 1 in the blank for the event that happens first, and then number 2 for the next event, and then so on. So you can even refer back to the story. What happens first? Read all of these and number what she says first. Okay? Alright.